it's a good start. We've frozen straight away on the screen. Matt, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Excellent. Yeah, I'm very good. We've got Kev and Dave joining us from RedVee TV. Kev's just logging in as we speak. I can see him on my screen. So once he's settled, we'll bring him on screen. I think Dave will be joining in as well. We'll bring Kev on now because it looks like he's okay. Hi, Kev. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yeah, you're live. I was going to say do not swear, but if you want to swear, that's absolutely fine. But I feel like it's Matt and I who will be swearing a lot more than a St. Helens fan at this moment in time. So you've got myself, Sean, Matt in the middle, Kev on the end. Is Dave joining us?
He is, yeah. I think he's just trying to log in as we speak.
No, that's not a problem. Let's start with Matt today. Let's talk a little bit about Wigan whilst Dave logs in. We're going to pretend that we know who Wigan have signed, aren't we, Matt?
I know all about him. He's a centre, and he kicks goals.
Yes,
he's been playing for Swinton.
That's where our knowledge starts and ends. Chris Hankinson has signed for Wigan today from Swinton. Kev, have you ever seen him, come across him in sort of watching, I guess, Summer Bash or anything like that?
Well, unfortunately, boys, not. No, first I'd heard of him was today as well. I think I read he's been through Salford and Lee's books possibly, and he's played a bit of six as well for Swinton, but that's about it.
Yeah, we spoke to Colin James, who's the media guy at Swinton today, to give us a bit of ray of inspiration, just like we were asking you then, and neither of you have come back and said he's a future Greg Inglis. So, so yeah, our hopes of I've just seen somebody put on that he must be better than Dan Sargison. So I guess that's a good start, I would have thought. Kev, before Dave comes on, and I guess. The last time we spoke was just before Good Friday. I've not got over Good Friday yet. I'm not going to lie. It keeps haunting me. What was that like from a St. Helens point of view to go so many? Obviously, the run that you went on 7 in a row without winning. That feeling on Good Friday this year must have been incredible from a Saints point of view, was it?
Yeah, I think I tweeted from my personal account. Thank the Lord that runs over. It was just so good and so relieving to get that win. After, as you say, so long, relief was the main thing rather than the 2 points was great, but it was just relief all round.
Yeah, I mean, as unfortunate as it was for us, I mean, I left the ground. Obviously, Matt and I were both in different parts of the ground, and I got a taxi to Manchester later on. I think it was the longest Good Friday I think I've ever experienced in my life. Oh, no. Dave, welcome aboard. You're on screen now. Let's get into let's talk about Saints for a little bit, and then we'll try and even it up a little bit with the Wigan talk. Dave, we were just talking about Good Friday and how that must have felt from a Saints point of view. Since then, the run that Saints have been on has been incredible. This season's got to be much better than you could ever possibly imagine so far, has it?
Yeah, it has indeed. I think I was looking at the table this week at how many games Castleford lost last season up to this point, and I think they lost 4 overall before the semi-finals, and we're currently at 2 at the moment. And I looked at Castleford last season, and I didn't think that had been repeated. I thought it was a freak season where they'd won so many games, but we just keep ticking over. We're not at times we've not played fantastically, but we've done enough each week to win. The win at Hull last Thursday night was probably the best we played in a long time, obviously building up to Thursday.
Yeah, I think that's from a Wigan point of view. When we're trying to look at this, I'm personally looking at Saints' form at this moment in time, and I'm looking towards Castleford for last year, as Dave just sort of picked on there. It's very similar to Castleford. Is our hope as Wigan fans, as fans of other Super League clubs, that St. Helens maybe follow that path of Castleford last year, and potentially it all comes down to one game, I guess, at the end of the season, potentially for Saints.
And that's the thing; it doesn't matter. We could win every game now between now and game 30. We could lose 2 all year, but
yeah,
you get to that semi-final. You only need a bad injury or a high tackle in the first minute, and one of your players gets sent off, and your season can be wrecked. So it's just about how we manage it between now and the end of the year.
Matt, from a Wigan point of view, when you look at St Helens at the moment, it's grim watching for us, isn't it? We're not going to lie, as much as it must be enjoyable for you guys. But Matt, from your point of view,
no, I'm really enjoying it, Sean. I'd be happy, very happy for St Helens to follow the Castleford format and fall at the final hurdle. That would please me no end. Having said that, you've got to credit Holbrook, haven't you? Because
absolutely,
I said this last time. As much as we talk about Barber, Holbrook is the guy behind all this, and he does look a little bit like Mr. Incredible's boss. But the thing is, he's got them playing brilliantly. I would ask this though, as St Helens supporters, and with my heart in my hand here, guys, we are but poor wounded warriors. Would you be able to find it in your hearts to let us win just this one?
Not a chance.
Possibly on one condition.
What's that?
You can let us know how many appearances your new centre's played for Swinton this season.
Well, we've just been talking about that. I mean, we've been studying him. We've been trying to find YouTube videos of him. We've been trying to remember his name.
Handkerchief.
Tom Hanks is who we've signed. I think it's a strange signing, isn't it? I don't think it's a desperation signing yet. It's one of those where it's on an 18-month contract. We're not doing what Leeds did and sort of getting a player on dual reg and sending them back, and they're in both squads for the weekend. So I think ethically we've done it right. I went to watch the Swinton friendly at the start of the season, and to be honest with you, I can't say that he stood out particularly. Not that I was looking for him. The Tyson guy, just because his name is Tyson, stood out, and he fights like Tyson, and he's the other centre. I'm surprised we didn't sign him. But Matt's point there about Holbrook, Kev, is I think I've seen Dave talk about this on Twitter before, is the Ben Barber effect has been incredible. There's no doubt about that. He's the best player in the comp at this moment in time. But how much, if Barber wasn't in this side, do you think Saints, the Holbrook effect has been that significant to put Saints where they are at this moment in time?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you say, you can't downplay what Ben Barber does for Saints, but something that we do ask on RedVee, or we have asked in the past, is who would you rather lose if you had to lose one? And every time you say Barber, because while you can't replace the explosive talent he's got, we can fit Johnny Lomax back in there, and he's played well at fullback whenever he's been asked to fill in. But just the whole ethos that Justin Holbrook's bringing to the club is like nothing we've seen for years and years. He's connected with the fans again. He's connected with the community, and he's got us playing with a smile on our face. I think there was an interview with Louis when Kieran Cunningham was in charge, and he alluded to them being afraid of making mistakes. Under Holbrook, I don't think they are scared of making mistakes, because I think they just turn around and they've got that kind of self-belief that they can put it right. They'll defend the set, they'll get the ball back, and they'll go again. And as I say, it's just got us playing with a smile on our face and playing free-flowing rugby.
Dev, Matt and I are obviously going to sort of even this out once you two go, and it's going to be a propaganda show about Wigan just to sort of make us feel a little bit better once you two finish. Dev, we've obviously got a lot of injuries at this moment in time. I think if it was a Super 8s game or a semi-final, those injuries would soon disappear, and George Williams will be playing, or Lachlan will be playing. It just seems that we're secure at this moment in time in the top four. Second place would be ideal if we could cement that, but there's a long way to go yet. How do you see Thursday going, and where do you see this in Saints season? Is this all about preparing for the Challenge Cup semi-final for you now?
I was a little bit pragmatic, and I know there's not a lot of Saints fans who agree with me because they rate the derby so highly. But it strikes me as Wigan aren't looking to win this game, particularly on Thursday. Maybe get involved, try and put a half-decent performance in. Will they try and nobble Saints, knowing what we've got bigger fish to fry coming up, obviously, with the semi-final?
Sorry, will they do what? Try and do what?
Nobble us.
Right. Okay.
I'm sure that never goes through any professional players' minds.
Well,
you've just signed
Leon Price, maybe.
You've just signed the lads out of League One to go into your lineup.
Hey, they're in the Championship. Give Swinton a bit of credit. They're not in League One yet.
For me, I would have rested bodies on Thursday, purely because I believe we probably still beat you anyway, with or without a Ben Barber in the lineup.
You see, Sean, they're called the Saints, but the reality is they're not saintly at all, are they?
That said,
there's a big cross. There's a big red button above Dave's name. Do I press it? It's a bit like the big red chair on the Graham Norton show. Just sort of.
That said, we're 8 points clear. It's going to be 10 after Thursday, and with the points difference, you're essentially looking at 6 games clear.
But
with Saints probably only need maybe 1 or 2 wins, and you could probably say if we win Thursday, we could lose every game between now and the semi-final, and we would probably still finish top of the table. I think it's
I don't mind that though. I really don't mind that if Saints go sort of 10 points clear and then you pick up the league leaders shield after 4 games, then that potentially means that you've got 3 games, 4 games in the Super 8s that mean nothing really, and then it's all about squad rotation.
And it's hard to get up for a semi-final potentially then, because Castleford had that problem, didn't they? They had 2 games where they didn't need to win, and then they faced us in the semi-final, and you've got to up the intensity again. So I think
absolutely.
It's important that Justin Holbrook manages that. Obviously, we know that most teams who get to a Challenge Cup final usually end up struggling to get to the grand final because they usually struggle to back it up. So that's going to be a challenge for the club. But it's a nice situation to be in. We've not got many injuries. Only Zeb Tyre and Alex Walmsley's going to be back soon, we hope. So get the next couple of games out the way and then try and manage the season between after the semi. Hopefully we'll have a final and then another semi to follow.
Okay, Kev, talk us through the Saints team. Zeb Tyre is missing this week. I know you're a Saints fan, but you must have some kind of frustrations when you still watch this Saints team. They're not perfect by any, no team is. Where are the areas of the team that still concern you at this moment in time? Basically, you are going to give some Wigan fans a little bit of belief by pointing out a potential area that you're not happy with at this moment in time. He is. Come on, Kev.
If you're going to be
reason.
If you're going to be ultra critical of our squad, a lot of our props are very similar in size. So with Walmsley missing, our props are all not the biggest lads. We've not got anybody of the size of a David Fafita or a Scott Taylor who can come in and take his place. So I always think Wigan's front row, usually when I see them, give a 7 out of 10 performance across all 4 of your props. So we've got to match and beat that, and you just hope our forward pack will kind of come to the game and come to the fore. I don't know if we're trying to pick at little things that Wigan will target, they'll probably target Grace under the high ball, but he has improved massively. The only other thing that I suppose the question marks over who's going to get chosen on Thursday is in the right centre position, because he went with Makinson against Hull, and it's whether Morgan should come in and exploit the fact that Wigan have got one proper centre and Dan Sargentson playing, and actually play a couple of centres.
Poor Dan Sargentson. Poor Dan.
He won't, after last Thursday, he won't drop Adam Swift. I just cannot see it. Adam Swift was tremendous last week, so I think Ryan Morgan will find it hard to come back in. Kev's right with the props. I think we're slightly light at times, but we had a big test against Hull on Thursday night. It would have been easy for the Saints side to capitulate. We went 18-10 down just after half time, and over the years that would have been curtains for many a Saints side, especially away at somewhere like Hull. But we showed what we can change our game when we need to, and hopefully we continue that Thursday night.
We before we let you go, and we Matt and I try to sort of rebuild the confidence of all the Wigan fans that are watching. Give us the 76 people watching. I guess 75 of them might be Saints fans at this moment.
75.
You like the 75 number. Yeah. Kev, score prediction for Friday night.
Despite Wigan missing a load of players, we always think back to 2002 and 2003. 2002 when you dragged Chris Radlinski with his hospital bed and drip and beat us. And 2003
he might be playing. He might get it. Yeah.
I've heard he's passed a fitness test ahead of the game. 2003 when you had all the youngsters come in and beat us. I'm still not convinced that 19 won't include Sean O'Loughlin at some point. Your physios can make your players come back better than Lazarus. So
somebody will suffer a late injury to be withdrawn. Yeah.
So I'm going to go for 24-18 to Saints, just Saints to nick it by a score. With Wigan giving us a bit of a heart attack because they tend to score just before half time and make us all get very, very nervous. But Saints just to nick it by a score for me.
Dave, are you going to tell me that it's going to be 75-0?
Do you know what? I came on last time, didn't I? And said I wasn't confident. You can never be confident going into these games. Wigan seems to always raise the game against us. Yeah. And if Wigan get going early on and they get an early score on the board, I can't see anything but maybe 42-6 to Saints.
Right, okay. Matt, remind me next time when I send the email to them, I just send it to Kev. Just remind me.
Who are these guys?
Are we going to get a poem before we go?
We're doing that.
You're not.
We're doing that
Never.
No.
All I've got from you, right? All I've heard tonight is you want to nobble us. You've got a semi, and you're worried about keeping it up.
No, it's Wigan who are going to be nobbling us. We're going to be
that's just wishful thinking.
We've moved past poems now, Dave. By the way, we're on to middle class raps.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, we're on to raps now. Dave, you're on Wish FM, I assume, on Friday night. If people want to tune in and listen to you,
I'll be on Thursday night as well.
Thursday, yeah. There we go.
Just for any Wigan fans watching, Bilko, who has been doing the commentary over the years for Wish FM, he returns alongside Joe Mills. So Wigan fans will be glad to know when they tune into Wish, they'll have Bilko's dulcet tones to temper the conversation and give a nice Wigan point of view in the commentary on Thursday night.
And there'll be four of you fighting over the mic then on Thursday night.
Yeah, if Wigan are winning, it'll be Joe Mills all the way through. So we'll try and keep him quiet, hopefully.
Dave, Kev, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to try and try and make ourselves feel like it's actually going to be a close game now that you've gone and try and learn about this championship centre that we've just signed. So thank you very much for joining us again, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Hopefully speak to you later in the season. There we go, Matt. Build yourself up from that. Yeah. You are the man of optimism. Apart from one game this season, you've always seen the positive side to Wigan's performances. Pick us up from that.
We're still going to be positive, haven't we? I mean, let's forget about what we haven't got and look at what we have got, which is big problems. We're dashed in the centres. I don't know. Yes, let's be optimistic. We're going to win this.
Come on, are we?
Yeah,
I mean, we are optimistic.
Not by many. Maybe 13 points to 12. Drop goal, Navarrete.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, somebody just said, "Here, can we get a novel in a poem or a rap?" I could see the cogs going in your mind. That I'm sure nobbling will be included at some point during the season between now and then. So between now and the end of the season, we've signed Chris Hankinson. Let's be honest, with all due respect to Chris Hankinson, when we all woke up this morning, none of us knew who Chris Hankinson were. But what an opportunity for a lad who's coming from playing rugby part-time. He's going to be full-time professional. He's going to improve him over the next 6 months or so. But what an opportunity for him on Thursday night, 2 days ago, or 1 day ago. Nobody had got a clue who Chris Hankinson was as far as Wigan fans are concerned.
No.
What a chance to be a hero.
Exactly. And we've got to be honest too. He's not just picked randomly out of a hat. No. Sean Wayne, I'm sure would have rather have gone. No. He'd gone with Mullen rather than just randomly choose somebody. I think Mullen's gone the other way, hasn't he, on a loan deal?
Yeah.
So there's got to be something in this signing other than desperation. Let's just grab someone. And I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
I think what Ken said as well about the forwards, that is our biggest area of, obviously their biggest area of concern. It's where Romain Navarrete plays. Sami Kabula obviously made his debut last week, and as you know, I've only seen the highlights on Wigan TV, but he made an incredible first run, perhaps a little bit underutilised, but you know, that shock of perhaps Sami Kabula off the bench, he's a massive lad. This 18-year-old athletic kid coming on, what an opportunity for him as well. And the forwards could be an opportunity where we could potentially get on top of them. The difficulty, obviously, for us at this moment in time is that spine of the squad. We're missing O'Loughlin and George Williams at the moment. But Josh Woods has come in and done an excellent job so far, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. I'm not too worried about halfbacks. My concern is speed in the centres and the pack. That's the thing that bothers me greatly.
Yeah.
But I still think we're going to win.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, what I think you take a bird's eye view of where we are at this moment in time in the season. We've got 2 games left of the regular season before we go into the split. Mm-hmm. We're not in the semi-final, so we've got a week off. In 3 games' time, we won't be playing when Saints playing in the semi-final, and then we go into the last 7 games. I think at this moment in time, it's probably about giving players like Joe Greenwood the opportunities to get into the side, get into the system, not risking the likes of Sean O'Loughlin when they're not necessarily needed. We're safe in the top 4. The biggest point, I think, at this moment in time for Wigan, and the justification of not justification of trying to win, but the justification of trying to obviously keep a bit of momentum going into that, is Castleford are catching us up, and the difference at the end of the season could be a home semi-final or away semi-final. I don't fancy an away semi-final at Castleford or Saints.
Yeah, Castleford are the niggling worry, aren't they? They're 1 point away. They're going to win this weekend just because they will, just because they're Castleford. But we've also got to remember this is a Wigan Saints derby at home. Whoever Sean Wayne picks, he's going to have them fired up. Let's not mention the 100% home record too loud in case St Helens hear that, because they would want to.
I mean, we've got 100%
to stop that.
Yeah, we've also got 100% records. Well, I was going to say because we're not playing as many games at home, but that's a lie now. We've pretty much caught up, haven't we? So that is obviously, it's an impressive record. Sean, please stop saying at this moment in time. It's McNabana speak this phrase at this moment in time. Well, we are in this moment, Chris. We're not talking about the future. It's this moment in time. I'll try and refrain from saying that.
It's life!
Yeah, it's life. We're miserable. We're Wigan fans and we're second in the league. We're always miserable, even when we're winning things. Get used to it, Chris. Right, tell me how the game's going to go, Matt. How are Wigan going to win this?
They're going to win it through a miracle. It's going to be right. I think I know how it's going to go, but this is how I want it to go. I'm happy for it to be a really tight wrestle, and then a runaway try from Tom Davis will just edge us in front, and then a drop goal will win it for us.
Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, I'll take anything. Even when Kev said there's going to be 1 try in it, I thought that sounds like a good game. I could buy into that. I think that's key for us, and I think one of the big things that we've got to do at this moment in time is game day on Thursday. We've got to make it a scrap, haven't we? We've got to get in the faces. Yeah. We've got to make it nasty. Not sort of saying that we've got to get players sent off, sin-binned, injured, but we've got to almost bring them down a level. We've got to make this a level playing field as much as we can, and I think we've got to turn it into a scrap. We've got to keep things very tight around Roby. Yeah, literally. I don't know. I don't know
what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I just said that. Let's talk a little bit about what we've been up to this week, Matt. We feature in this month's 4020 magazine for people that may want to buy it. Yeah, we're famous. And if you turn to the back, we're on page 48. There's a little write-up about us. And we've been working on our first ever free fanzine, which seems to have gone down pretty well. The full unabridged version is now available. I did cut Matt's article out by about 400 words in the original copy, but if you use the link that's in the comments, it did end on a very negative note, Matt's original article, until they added the positive things back in without realising.
It was like it was sounding the death knell of rugby league, the way you cut it on.
Hey, it's an editor's privilege, I guess, to be able to do that. So we've done our first fanzine. The reception's been really good. There's a link in the comments. You can download it, absolutely free. Lots of things that have been written. Matt's written in it. I've written in it. Joe from Get 'Em On Side has put 2 interviews with Barry McDermott, Martin Gleeson, Colin Clark, and hopefully we'll get that out 4 or 5 times a year. If anybody wants to contribute to it, please feel free to do it. The email address is in the fanzine. And obviously the now famous Macaulay moment is sponsored by All Seasons Gardening in Maryport. For any Saints fans that are still with us, don't ask. Stuart, thank you for sponsoring again. It looked like you had a fantastic stag do. Take it away, Matt.
Okay, right. Well, I felt it was only right and proper to do another wrap, seeing as it's St. Helens, one of the biggest games of the season, and this time I've really bought into it. It's still white middle class rap, but
is this going to go viral again? Are we going to get up to 3 views on it?
I think we could go as far as 5. I've got bling. Got a bit of bling there. I have the sunglasses, like so. And I got the horns. Okay, so this is it. The Wigan and Saints rap, just for you. I'm a Wigan fan, sorry if you ain't, but life is getting quite exciting because we're playing the Saints. With a cherry and white army, we're out in force for the game's biggest derby, all that rugby war. Saints are top of the tree, they can't be caught. Ben Barber is their weapon, and he likes to snort at defenders who can't catch him because he's good on his feet. But he's gonna come a cropper when these 2 worlds meet. We've got Sam at the back, Club and Flower in the pack, Tommy pulling the strings, and Bateman will attack. So we'll rock them to the core, and they'll never forget when they hear the Wigan roar, drop goal Navarrete. So put your hands in the air, let me hear you say, we're going to beat the Saints because we play the Wigan way. Put your hands in the air, let me hear you say, we're going to beat the Saints because we play the Wigan way. Put your hands in the air, let me hear you say, we're going to beat the Saints because we play the Wigan way.
Fantastic, Matt. For anybody that doesn't understand it, get with it or leave the video, because that's just what we do on here. So I mean, you've kept the chorus pretty much the same. I mean, I think we're going to have to develop that so it's a generic one so that we can release it and make our millions. Obviously, you are the sole writer on that, but like I said, I'll be your manager. We'll get the merchandise sources.
Manager, distributor.
Yeah. Will you be at the game on Thursday?
I can't make Thursday. I'll be at the Catalan game. And can I just do a plug? Right? I have got 4 copies, just 4 copies of my book Wiganosophy left. I'll have them with me at the Catalan game. Anybody wants to come and find me and buy one, $8.99.
Why don't you just call it £9 and then you don't have to give any change out? That's just making life awkward for yourself.
Because I like the jingle in your pocket when you're walking around with pennies.
Chris asks, where did you find Matt? Would it surprise you if I said online? I think we'll just leave it at that.
It's where I hang out.
That's where he does hang out, yes. He's doing the halftime show. One day, Phil, we will get Matt to do a halftime show. Probably not at Wigan. We might have to start. We might have to start maybe at Wigan St. Pat's and work our way up. You can't just start at the top. I mean, even if we took him on Britain's Got Talent, I'm talking like you're an animal. If we take him on Britain's Got Talent, let him out of his cage.
They love the dog acts, don't they?
Yeah, the horns might go down well, and Britain's Got Talent. Matt, thank you so much for joining me again. We'll be bringing some of the regulars back from the summer holiday. We'll let them out of the cages, like Mark and Gareth and David later on over the next few weeks. Wiganosophy is available. He's taking it to the Catalans game. We'll do a bit more of the plugs before there. There you go. Stuart wants to meet up with you straight away, Matt, for a beer. And anybody that sits in the West Stand, get ready for a random person with sunglasses on and probably a horned hat to try starting that chant.
I could do that. I'll tell you what. I'll take this to the RedVee at the Catalan game.
I mean, for security reasons, will you be allowed in?
They never let me in for security reasons.
No, that's true. That's why you have to take your dad with you, isn't it, just to get in?
Yeah, I need a vicar on my arm to get in.
Right, thank you everybody for watching. Yes, Peter, the rap is over. Do not worry, but that's not the last that you'll be hearing of it. Thank you everybody for watching. Matt, thank you so much. Download the fanzine; it's free. Hope you enjoy it. Please contribute and buy 4020 magazine this month just to read about us and just a bit of pat ourselves on the back a little bit. So thank you very much, everyone.